Kia ora, and welcome to Monday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we start with news. We're ending 2025 with more signs of the consequences of the Trump twists and the fading of American economic dominance. But it may not be to China where the economic power flows. This short week is critical worldwide for retail sales, but discounting early is well set in most markets, so there are fears that the post-holiday sales could bring anticlimactic results. And it hasn't been helped by a rambling and vengeful performance by Trump in a speech pre-billed as an indicator of economic progress. Markets cast a sceptical eye on it on Friday US time, with US bond yields rising after it. This week will bring US durable goods order updates and industrial production updates in the US, more regional Fed factory surveys, and the Conference Board survey of sentiment. None are expected to be very strong. But the official update for the third quarter GDP for the US is expected to show the result Trump is looking for. And China will be closeted in another National Party conference with economic topics high on their agenda. Japan will release a range of data expected to be mixed, and there will be more data from Malaysia, Singapore and Taiwan. Australia has concluded its 2025 economic releases, but New Zealand will have its lending and funding data releases for November on Tuesday. Over the weekend, China released its foreign direct investment data and it turned higher in October, up a net $6.6 billion from September and higher than the year-ago gain of $6.2 billion. Although that still leaves the year-to-date level 7.5% lower and extending the streak of contractions that began in May 2023. The current gains are actually tiny for a country the size of China. Later today, they will review their official loan prime rates, but no changes are expected from the current record low levels. In Japan, as it has clearly signalled, their central bank moved their policy rate up by 25 basis points to 0.75% late on Friday. It was their second hike this year after a similar January move. Policymakers there see extended wage inflation and rising company profits. But they did point out that real interest rates remain significantly negative and that overall financial conditions are broadly accommodative. Markets took these signals to be slightly more hawkish than expected and pushed the Japanese 10-year bond yield higher to a 20-year high. Malaysia's booming economy is now starting to draw in imports faster than the rise in exports, and it was barely able to post a trade surplus in November. Exports are up 7% from a year ago, but imports jumped at more than twice that pace, up 15.8%. In the US, the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey was revised lower in December, although up marginally from November's unusually low level. It is, however, 28% lower than a year ago. Both measures for current conditions and expectations were revised down. Meanwhile, inflation expectations for the year ahead were revised up to 4.2% from 4.1% in the November survey. Perceived affordability issues are building. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.15%, unchanged from this time Saturday, but down 5 basis points from this time last week. And the price of gold will start today at $4,338 an ounce, down $13 from Saturday, but up $44 from a week ago. And American oil price is a little change from Saturday, at just on $56.50 a barrel, while the international Brent price is now just on $60.50 a barrel, and up 50 cents from a week ago. These prices are down $1. The Kiwi dollar is unchanged from Saturday, now just on 57.6 US cents, which is down 40 basis points from a week ago. Against the Aussie, we're also unchanged at 87.1 Australian cents. Against the euro, up 10 basis points at 49.4 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just over 61.8, little change from Saturday, but down 30 basis points from a week ago. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $88,354 and up 1.2% from Saturday. It is down 2.1% though from this time last week. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been low, at just on plus or minus 0.8%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.